Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
Police shot and killed a robber in the act. Good evening and welcome to The Bahamas Tonight Weekend Edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. As always, it's great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, an armed suspect was fatally shot when police interrupted an armed robbery in progress. It was around 3 a.m. this morning when police responded to an armed robbery at the Columbus Primary playing field on Collins Avenue. Upon arrival to the scene, police say they saw two men walking on Hampton Street armed with a handgun holding a male victim hostage. As police approached the men, one of the suspects raised and pointed a handgun at the officers. According to reports, police fearing for their life and the life of the victim fatally wounded the armed suspect who died at the scene. The other suspect fled on foot. Police also recovered a handgun at the site. For the investigations, the coroner also visited the scene. Police are actively investigating this incident and are appealing to members of the public who may have any information to contact them at 919 or 328-TIPS. Before the break of dawn, many motorists will be hitting the streets of the capital to begin the back-to-school route. To make their return much easier, work teams were busy on Sunday putting the finishing touches on a number of thoroughfares in eastern New Providence. Minister of Public Works Philip Davis toured the work in progress and was pleased that his ministry was able to meet Monday's deadline. Betty Thompson-Moss visited the work site and has the details.
Most of the dreaded New Providence roadways, like the intersection here at Village Road, are being completed just in time for Monday's busy traffic flow. Teams have been working around the clock to ensure that the final paving is poured, and it's been non-stop for steel wheel rollers and pavers being manned by a heavy work crew. The Minister of Public Works got a first-hand view of the work in progress.
I'm very pleased with the progress, particularly in this section, and I'm happy to see that the contractors have followed the instructions given by the ministry to ensure that this road here be opened tomorrow morning. As you can see, they've been working assiduously despite the challenges they would have had in preparing and in constructing this area of the road. They overcame a lot of those challenges and they are now paving, and thankfully they will be finished in time for this road to be open tomorrow morning to assist in the traffic flow.
Now, I know you had to probably put additional manpower in place and step up a lot of the efforts. Tell us more of what you had to do to get it to this point just in time for tomorrow.
I think it was just a question of leadership, one, and a leadership that recognizes that you need to involve all the stakeholders to get a job done. I mean, I know that since getting the police involved and giving their advices, talking to businesses and talking to people, and inspiring a sense of urgency in the contractors, we're getting it done.
A full team of traffic police will be hitting the streets come Monday to ensure that the entire back-to-school commute flows with no major hitches. And Superintendent Ken Strawn will be heading that aspect of the traffic flow.
We've been working together with the team, all concerned, and trying to ensure that the commute tomorrow morning for the motoring public is one of a smooth commute. I can say to you that as we speak, the area of Robinson Road into Prince Charles Drive all the way up provides for an open paved corridor, notwithstanding the fact that there are some areas that only have the initial surface thereon. It's available for free flow of traffic. In some areas, it has been coned to provide for single lane flow. However, in other areas, you have a dual lane flow. But once the work is concluded, there will be a dual lane flow along the entirety of the Prince Charles from just east of Fox Hill all the way to Claridge Road.
Well, with more intersections opened, traffic police are promising motorists a smooth commute to their destinations on Monday. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS News.
Thanks, Betty. Some 52,000 public school students will return to the classroom on Monday. In most cases, major renovations and upgrades have been carried out to public schools. For education officials, it is the start of a brand new school year with key focus on upgrading the academic standard and putting in place new initiatives to accomplish this goal. But as it stands, emphasis still remains on classroom sizes and the challenges facing some mega institutions, which have now doubled their capacity. Among them, Anatole Rogers and C.B. Bethel High.
We have too many students in Anatole Rogers at the moment. We have almost 1,400 students, and Anatole Rogers, by the way, is a comprehensive school. It is a junior and a senior high school, which compounds the problem. It exacerbates the problem where we have two schools within one at Anatole Rogers. And the same is true with C.V. Bethel High School. It's a single high school, a senior high school, but the number of students at C.V. Bethel is 1,470, almost 1,500 students. Be full of the fact that I said to you the ideal is 700. And so when you have 1,450, 1,500, you are doubling up on a school that should be 700. And that is a management nightmare.
But according to Director of Education Lionel Sands, there's openings at a number of high and primary schools here in New Providence. And while many of the public schools could be nearing their student capacity, the question of providing additional public schools was also raised.
We need, yes, additional schools, but right now that's not even being considered because the economics of building a new school at this particular time is not the best. And so the best we can do is to direct parents to those schools where we have the space. With respect to primary schools, we do have space in the schools in the northern part of New Providence. T.G. Glover, which is a very large school, we have space for that, but I don't recall any parent asking me to get children to T.G. Glover, very new school, state-of-the-art school. But no one has come to me yet to ask to get in T.G. Glover Primary School. Certainly there are schools in the north who that may not be able to accommodate that many students simply because the size of the school, or Brisale, for example, has a capacity of 500. They have 600 students in it.
Just 12 hours left before the first school bell rings, and union executives representing more than 4,000 teachers and education managers across the country are both expecting yet another productive year. President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, says she is pleased with the efforts made by the Ministry of Education to have all schools ready on Monday. The union president made the announcement while touring the Abaco Central High School in Abaco recently. Wilson not only gave an assessment of her findings at that school, but encouraged veteran educators to embrace and partner with new teachers as they continue to impart knowledge to the country's future leaders.
I can say to you that Abaco Central High School over the last 7 years and more recently, between 2005, 2010, we did a lot of sit-ins here for the state of the building. And, you know, there was a fire and it took forever for the building to be built, and so we're happy that the staff room is there along with the administrative block, and they've done the repairs that we are quite aware of because there were spaldings coming from this building and cracks in the columns, so we're glad that those repairs are done. And again, I can't express it enough to my teachers. I'm really excited this year.
President of the Bahamas Educators Managers Union, Charles Wagu, says while the union is one step closer to resolving some of those outstanding issues pending with education officials, he is strongly advising his members, particularly in Abaco, to perform their duties efficiently during this new academic school term.
We are presently trying to iron out some concerns about our terms and conditions of our employment. You will be hearing from us. We were just recently in Abaco and we had a meeting with our administrative teams in all the schools, and we are working diligently. And administrators, we encourage you to, we know you can do it. You have a new superintendent in the person of Dr. Lenora Black. And I'm sure that you will give her the same cooperation that you gave the former superintendent, Sister Helen Simmons Johnson. And I know that you will continue to make Abaco Central a school of a great example and promise And to all the parents and the students of Abaco and of the school, we encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities that will be presented to the school.
Stay close. We've got more news right after this.